Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the chairman for his outstanding work and tireless support of our veterans. A special thank you also to Mr. Bozeman, who has been an unending friend and supporter and effective leader in helping our veterans. I thank you, and this is just one more example of your continued work. I stand in strong support of 3681, the Veterans Benefits Awareness Act. This just simply, as you've heard the previous speakers talk about, ensures the ability of the VA to reach out and gather our veterans back in, making sure that those veterans understand all the benefits that are available to them, from suicide prevention to health care benefits, training, education, pension benefits, vocational rehabilitation, assistance for homeless veterans, veterans-owned small businesses. This nation and this past Congress, in the 110th Congress, has done much to care for our veterans. One of the problems is that when our veterans return home, only about 36% of them enter into the VA system or apply for benefits. And what this does is take advantage of what all 435 members of this body know well is you need to advertise to get that message out. And the Department of Defense has done a great job of advertising for recruitment. It's time for the VA to put that money into making sure our veterans get their care. The capacity, and the RAND Corporation said the capacity of the DoD and the VA to provide mental health services has increased substantially, but significant gaps in access and quality remain. There's a large gap between the need for mental health services and the use of those services. Last year, this Congress put in a hotline for veterans seeking help with possible suicide and suicide prevention, and that hotline has received over 9,000 calls. Those may have been calls that would have never been received. So this 24-hour national hotline is working. I'm pleased that the amendment that I put in to address on this with the veterans suicide issue has been addressed. I would also like to thank the ranking member, Representative Booyer from Indiana, for his perfecting amendment on this bill. This piece of legislation is a great example of bipartisan support that rises above and transcends politics to care for our nation's veterans. This will be a good piece of legislation. It will get our veterans in. It will fulfill our moral obligation to care for our veterans, and it will ensure that future generations of our young Americans understand that if they raise their hands, take an oath, and serve this nation, we will be there to serve them. So with that, I again thank Mr. Bozeman, I thank the ranking member, and I thank the chairman for continuously moving information and moving legislation forward that helps our veterans. And I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.